it's Rob and welcome to Axel's Garage. Today we're going to do some real easy tire repair, but before we get to that, we're going to give you some updates of what we got going on at the garage. It's early April, the weather's starting to break, the sun's out, we're having a good day today. 2 days ago it was a little crappy on April 1st, but today it's good. And what we got going on is a bunch of great stuff. We got a little bit of a project to do on the K5 Blazer. We have the lift kit on the TJ. We're going to do a soft top on the TJ. We have LED light bulbs to put in on the TJ with a new flasher to go along with it. A bunch of stuff. We're going to do LED headlights on the TJ. And the Blazer, that hard top, is going to come off soon. So we really got a lot of stuff going on, and it's not maintenance stuff. Hopefully nothing breaks in the meantime. And it won't be maintenance stuff. It'll be stuff that we want to get to. But a bunch of videos. And we also got the new dog running around. If you didn't see that video, I'll put it up here. So he's always going to be panting in the background now because he just doesn't stop moving. And today we're going to talk about and he's jumping around behind me here, but today we're going to be talking about fixing a flat. Now, a lot of people, they get a flat, they put a spare on, and you get a blowout, you're going to have to put the spare on. Your tire goes completely flat, chances are you're going to have to put that spare on. But what happens when you go somewhere and you realize, oh, I got a leak, or I got a slow leak, or you're on a trip, or it's a Sunday and nobody's open, and you got a leaky tire and it's low, you goose it up with air and it's coming out too fast for you to make it home, or you dressed up and you don't want to get that spare on. You know, me dressed up means a sweatshirt with no stains on it. So what do? Well, I like to carry a plug kit in each of my vehicles. They're pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Harbor Freight real cheap. A lot of times you'll find them in the $5 box or the $10 box. You know, when they have those boxes out, at least the Harbor Freight by me has usually a bunch of bins out near the registers where they got like $1 things, $2 things that are just marked down, clearance, and they give them away. Even in Tractor Supply or the auto parts store or a hardware store, you can find a tire repair plug kit. You know, Slime brand makes one, and it's 2 tools, the reamer and the plug installer with like 5 plugs and maybe a little thing of cement, and they're real inexpensive. Even at full price, you're paying like 15 bucks for them, and it's a great thing to have in a vehicle, especially if you can plug a flat. Semi-permanent repair, really. For me, it's a lot of times it's a permanent repair. You know, patches on the inside of the tires is the best way to go when you get a flat, but if you get a little nail or a screw in your tire and you can throw a plug in it, that plug will usually last the lifetime of the tire as long as it seals good the first time. Every once in a while I've had a plug leak years later and popped it out and put a new plug in, or brought it to a tire repair and got a patch on the inside put in. But a plug kit is something real easy. You don't need to take the tire off of the car to do it. We're going to take the tire off of the Suburban. We got a screw in the tire. Yesterday we noticed it was leaking a little bit, and what we actually did was, it's a Phillips head screw, so we just took a screwdriver and we screwed it in just a little bit farther to stop the leak, so that we can wait until it was today and I could show you how to fix it. And it's a real easy thing to do. You don't need special tools. Most of the times you do need access to air because you want that tire full when you're putting the patch in. It makes the tire a little bit hotter. It's easy to put that plug in, and I'll show you. Like I said, you really don't have to take the tire off the car. If it's the front, it's easy because you can turn the wheel out, roll it to where it's in a good spot where you can get right in there and fix it. On the back, you only got, you know, that much space or so. Roll it so that you can get behind the wheel or in front of the wheel and lay down and pop it in. Today we're rotating the tires on the Suburban. That was my plan for today. So being that we're rotating it, that tire is going to come off, and I'll make the repair with it off and show you how easy it is. So let me get that tire off and I'll be right back. Alright, so out here in the backyard, all you really need is something to get the plug out, and for us it's going to be a screwdriver because the Phillips head screw, and you can just unscrew it. But a pair of side cutters or dikes will work. A pair of pliers usually works, and you pull it out and you get it out that way. Now in the kit is, usually when you buy one of these kits, it's going to come with one of these, which is a reamer, okay? One of these, which helps you, is the tool to insert the plug, all right? A couple of tire plugs, usually there's 5 in the package, and some rubber cement. All right, so if you're doing it on the road, the best place to do it is at a gas station or a service station or somewhere where they have air. So we brought our air out here in the backyard. So we got our air truck to fill up the tires, and we got a tire gauge. That's all you're going to need. All right, so with the tire here, the first step is to get the dog out of the way. All right, and then it's just to get the tire pretty hard I like to fill it up probably about 5 or 10 pounds higher than where you would normally have it. Okay, so once you got your tire aired up and you're about 5 or 10 pounds over, or about 5 pounds over, you need to find your leak. And a lot of times, the easiest way to find a leak is just to use your senses. Sometimes when you overfill it just a little bit, you could hear where it's leaking from. Especially if you run your hand over the tires, you could hear it leaking. This one we can't hear leaking, so we look. And when you look, you could see that we have a screw right in the tread of the tire. Let's see if I can get it on camera better. Right? There's our Phillips head screw right in the tread of the tire. If all else fails and you cannot find it, your best way to go is some soapy water, and that's just regular dish soap, soapy water. Use dish soap, don't use car wash soap because it doesn't bubble enough. Dish soap bubbles real nice, and you'll be able to see where the bubble's coming from. Then just choose your implement of disaster. Why do you like tires? The dog is attacking the tire. I think he thinks it's a giant Kong. Are you kidding me? It's not a Kong. It's not a Kong. It's a tire. It's a tire. You can't eat tires. Move. All right, so ours being a Phillips head screw, what we're going to do is we're going to take this screw and we're going to see if we can unscrew it all the way out. Stop biting my tires. And it's a long screw. Alright, so there's our screw, like a drywall screw. Oh, where is it? There you go. There's our drywall screw. Alright, and now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your reamer tool. After your dog stops attacking the tire, you're going to take that reamer and you're going to try to follow the same angle that that screw is in, and you're going to twist until you get it all the way into the tire. And you'll know when you break through and get it all the way in. Remember, that hole from a nail or a screw is usually a lot thinner than this reamer is. So it will take a little bit of pressure to put it on. Keep twisting, twisting and pushing. Alright, once you're all the way in, what you're going to do is you're going to pull it in and out without removing it all the way a couple times, because that is going to ream any of the sharp edges of the belting that are in the tire. And once you got it reamed nice, now you're ready to prep your patch. So now we're going to take our patches, or our plugs I should say. I'm going to pull one out, and you are going to feed it right through. Never fails. Somebody always calls when I'm doing this. You're going to feed it halfway through, just like this. See, the camera's backwards, just like this. Alright, so you have the plug halfway through your patch, and now you're going to add some rubber cement. Now the rubber cement aids in sealing. These patches are self-vulcanizing, which means they set up on their own, like RTV, room temperature vulcanizing. They're self-vulcanizing. They don't require glue, but the glue does come with it. And the nice thing about the glue is when you put a little glue on it, it helps lube it up as it goes in, which makes it easy to push it in. So you put your glue to the side, pull your reamer out, then you're going to start pushing, and it's going to take some effort to get that plug in there. Okay, once you get it down where it's sticking out about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, you're in plenty far enough. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull it back out again. Sometimes you might want to put a thumb that make sure you don't pull the plug up, but they usually don't come up. Okay, and now you got 3/8 to a 1/2 inch of plug sticking up. Most of the plug is on the inside of the tire. And what I like to do here, especially that this hole was between the treads of the tire, what I like to do here is just with a pair of dikes or side cutters, depending on what part of the country you're from, is just nip off any excess that's coming out past the tread. This way we don't ride on it and have a possibility of tearing it out. You usually don't. But you can put it through when it's on the tread. They usually don't pull out, but when you have a spot where it's in between the tread, it's actually nicer because this will seal up better. So now what this is going to do is this is going to bond with the rubber, and it's also going to mushroom from the air pressure on the inside and push up against it, almost forming a patch on the inside of the tire, and it'll bond there and it'll also bond here. Now you want to top your tire back off with air. You probably lost about 10 or 15 pounds between the reaming and when you pulled the reamer out, putting the plug in, and that's it. You can put it back on the car and you're all done. Check it in the next day or two. Make sure you don't lose pressure, that it's not leaking. They usually don't, especially if your plugs are fresh. You know, these are relatively new. Where's my camera? There I am. These are relatively new. I did have some Safety Seal brand. These are real good ones, but these are real old and dirty. They've been in the toolbox for years, so I chose not to use these. I'd rather use the fresher plugs, and you can buy replacement plugs. You don't have to buy the whole kit. I usually wind up buying the whole kit because it's nice to have it all over the place. I keep one at the camper, I keep one in the quads, I keep one in the cars, in my garage, and you wind up blowing them out a lot too and never get them back. All right, well, that's it. Simple, easy, fast way to save a couple bucks. I think they get like 20 bucks to patch a tire and probably like 10 or so to plug it. You know, like for the 10 bucks or the 20 bucks, you can buy a really good plug kit of your own that'll be good for, you know, 5 or 10 plugs depending on how many come in the package. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. We got a lot coming up, a lot of car stuff. We got some stuff for the family members that watch the channel. We got car stuff for our loyal subscribers that are into the car stuff. We got lacrosse games, youth sports. We got some family events, and we even got a parade, an antique car parade coming up on Easter Sunday in a couple weeks. So we're going to have to be getting the Chevelle out of storage and get that thing cleaned up and started up and checked out for the parade. We're also going to be ripping, I think my son wants to put the K5 in the parade also. So we're going to be ripping the top off of the K5 for Easter Sunday for that parade as long as it's not raining. And we got a lot going on. So hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give us that thumbs up. And if you like what we're doing here at Access Garage, even though we're all over the map and they say never do that on your YouTube channel, don't do sports and car stuff and events and this and that all on one channel. You know what? We're doing it all on one channel. We hope you like it. We got some gun stuff coming up in the next couple months too. So for those of you gun nuts, we got some gun stuff coming up. Hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you did, subscribe. And thanks for watching.